Hello YouTube, it's Fine with Zero again. I've been meaning to do some kind of tutorial on my workflow and how I go about my images. I've been getting requests from some guys, like a ton of, not a ton, like two or three guys, so I don't sound like internet guys. I get requests from time to time actually, so I just wanted to document my workflow, my process. So I put up a little project. I've been planning some kind of project, the anatomy of an image, like how I break down an image and what makes up an image and how I build up an image, kind of what consists an image for me as a photographer. So I was snooping around on Instagram, so I found these images from Kana Black, I think that's him, and I was they were Ankara style images. So I hit up my home girl, my Ankara go to White Annie Couture, and I told her, see, we have to do this stuff. She was down with it. So initially, we planned to use two models, but the second model, of course, White Annie was going to be one of my models. She's also a model, and the second model was what's her name, Mildred. Mildred turned up with her friend. I was like, man, you have to be in this shot. Like, you really have to be in this shot. And then we ended up having three models, and the shoot was just amazing. So I decided to use that Ankara shoot for the anatomy of an image project. So I talk you through my thought process while I'm taking the pictures. So right now I'm just going to switch over to the actual shoot so you see and you hear what I was thinking about while I was taking the picture. So special thanks to White Annie Couture, Mildred, Chim Dalu, my makeup artist who ended up doing nothing at all. That's Danny, the Glaze Makeover, and my assistant, what's his name? Dizzy, he's an assistant. So over to the shoot actually. See you guys. So the idea of this shoot is to start with what they've built, and then later I already have the lights set up here and here. So I can actually start shooting from now while they discuss. I don't want to really pose anything so much. I already know what the lights are. This is my key lights. Supposed to put more light on them. This is an overcast day. The sky is just blown out. So underexpose a little bit and then add your key lights. But I also want to separate them from this background here, this foliage behind them. So to separate them, I'll add these lights. So when I take the picture, it should light up behind her back here, and this should light up the both of them actually. So what I've done here is, first of all, I feathered these lights to face White Annie more. Then I've added the foreground elements. The idea is to focus on them instead of this foreground element. Let me see if I can get it. Something like this. So it will look like I'm shooting through something. Or it will look like I'm looking at them. Why are you posing? Don't worry, I like what I'm seeing. So it will look like I'm seeing it from a different person's perspective. That's the idea of storytelling. Perspective is important. Composition. It's having my composition. I want to add foreground. I already have background element, the foliage. So I want to add foreground elements here. So, but there are so many leaves here.
It's your own choice.
Yes, it's a choice. I'll shift a little bit. I'll change my position to somewhere here so I can see something on White Annie's face. And hey, I've not even seen the effect of the background lights. So maybe, and there's another thing my lens does. I can choose to focus beyond 3 meters, so that flower will not come in. Oh, it's still in focus. Okay, this is good. Let me try this. So again, what I've done is to raise this light a bit and increase the power to add some rim light on White Annie to outline her side from her back. This one is still where it was, and then I've added a foreground element to make my composition interesting. And I'm not posing them, I'm just letting them have a conversation. Sometimes you just allow it to. So we're trying to make things a bit more interesting. I've separated White Annie. Bring it closer to White Annie. Bring the light closer to her. Yeah, that will work, yes. So I've separated Annie from, what's her name? Mildred. So Annie would be my foreground this time, but I've given her something to do. I'm trying to shoot the accessories on her. But I don't just want to shoot her hand, I want to shoot her doing something with her hands. And then Mildred will be in the background, something like this, kind of, and tell my story. So there's light on Mildred and there's light on Annie. So do the head up thingy and try to put something in your mouth. So we've changed up the set again, and there's one light here. It's meant to light up Chimmy, photographer, and this is meant to put some kind of light on these two. So the idea is to have them as foreground, sometimes them as background, kind of. Well, they are the foreground. The idea is to focus on them sometimes as the subject, and sometimes on the photographer. Let me see what that looks like. So I've brought the three models together. What's her name? The girl in the middle is Chimdalu. Yes, she has this melanin skin, but I've put these two lights in front, one for this edge and the other for this edge. The lighting is going to be really lovely. So you can see the shape. It's like a small triangle. That's the composition, and Chimney is there. There's also the sky. It's forming golden hour now, so I'm also going to use it. So I'm going to underexpose for the sky. I'm going to shoot upwards, so we get this shape, this pattern going on in the sky. So for me, the anatomy of an image is basically how an image is broken down, like how you construct an image. We have like new gear coming out every day. The phones are getting better, like they really take very good pictures, like almost as if you don't need any kind of super skill anymore. Like, but so what separates you if you're going to call yourself a photographer? Yes, there is no I don't think there's anybody that by body there's no any organization that certifies people as photographers. I think anybody can be a photographer. I'm saying the art itself of photography, if you're going to say you practice the art of photography, you're going to have to be thinking about those things. It's composition, it's light. If you're doing portraiture like me, it's going to be posing, expression. Those things come together to tell your story. Even if you don't have like a huge story to tell, even if it's just an emotion you're trying to convey, even if it's just a work of art you're trying to convey, you have to think about those things if you're talking about the art of photography itself. Yes, now everybody can be a photographer. No problem. Take our job away from us. We are just. It's not like we're complaining. No, you guys could just be shooting with your iPhones, and it's not. Okay, we're not complaining. Yeah, if you're thinking about the art of photography, you're gonna have to be thinking of those things: composition, lights, posing, expression. Those are it for me. Yes, there could be a lot of other things, but those are basic. I believe that if you put in some thoughts with each image you take, then your images come out. At least even if it's one little thing you tweak each time by putting in some thoughts into taking your images and not just relying on your very lovely gear, then I feel like you're going to, or at least you'd have a method to the madness. You'd have like a process for achieving what you want each time, and people start noticing your work. Actually, they start noticing your style of shooting because you're consistent and you have a thought process to it. For me, that's the anatomy of an image. That's how I break down images. And then in post production, is also important. The way you grade images, the way you research, people can also know you for that, like your color schemes and how you choose to do things in post. So everything actually helps with the message if you think about it. So for me that about sums it up for the anatomy of an image. I hope you liked it. Okay, for the first time I'm just going to ask you to like, subscribe, and share this video. I don't know why I'm saying it. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. Alright, see you next time. Ciao.